I don't know about you, but I personally have always found that the hardest part about meal planning is just coming up with the ideas. It is always where I used to get stuck. My brain would usually look like this, but then when I'd sit down to meal plan, it would look like this. But in recent years, I have not only discovered how to come up with endless ideas, but how to plan our meals practically effortlessly. So by the end of today's video, you will learn my secret solution on how I come up with inspiration for endless ideas, how I plan our meals effectively for busy weeks, as well as the tools you'll need to accomplish this. So the first place I started was just thinking of the 10 to 15 meals that I already know my family loves to eat. And then I just started writing them down on a piece of paper so I can refer back to them whenever I needed to. The internet is, of course, the easiest place to browse for information when I was sick of the same meals over and over. I love Pinterest, YouTube, and the good old browse section. One YouTuber who helped me find so much inspiration is Julia Pacheco. I'm not sure how to pronounce her name, but this girl not only has a plethora of endless meal ideas, but also she shares the recipes on her website. Her meals range anywhere from bake-ahead crock pot meals to traditional sit-down dinners with just sides. Then she shows you how to make it, which I find so inspirational. Just watching people make things and do things makes me want to jump in the kitchen and do it myself. So she is an incredible inspiration for this. I will link her channel in the description below. Then when I found recipes that I actually like, I print them out and put them in a binder. I recommend that everybody have a binder, something like this, very inexpensive. You can just run to the store. And then these page protectors, because when I am baking or cooking during the week, I'm constantly pulling these out and they'll get dirty and just protects them. I have my meal binder organized and categorized by breakfast, lunch, and dinner. And I have soups and desserts in the back. And this just makes my life extremely easy. So when I go through my week for inspiration or meal planning, I can just take one of these guys out and I stick it on the fridge or stick it in the front of here where I can easily access them during my busy week. Now, once I had all my inspiration gathered and in this binder, it looked like this. I also have these little visuals to help me instead of reading. It's just a great little thing for when my mind is absolutely not working. Pictures to me are like the best. Now let's talk about things we want to avoid before meal planning. Okay, so the first thing I try to avoid is forgetting to check my pantry and shop my pantry before I plan my meals. Not checking your pantry, for me anyway, and it has not only made me have duplicates of the same item, but everything has gotten stuffed and cluttered and I can't even see what I need to use for my ingredients. So avoid forgetting to shop and look what you already have. Number 2 is overcomplicated meals. When you set up a complicated meal during a busy week, you are setting yourself up for failure. It has happened to me. I am speaking from experience. So I am sitting there trying this new recipe that was way more complicated than I'd even realized. And it just didn't work well. It didn't taste good. It stressed me out. It was not life-giving. So avoid complicated meals. Stay with the simple meals, things that you already know, and that will set you up for success. And one way you can do this is by avoiding recipes with a lot of ingredients. Just keeping the simple basics, knowing what your family likes, that's already helpful. Try not to go off the limb and try, like I said a minute ago, a complicated recipe, but just simple recipes that are foolproof, easy, and family friendly. And while I have you here, I wanted to quickly introduce myself. I am Bethany, and here on YouTube, I love to inspire busy, working, and overwhelmed mothers to live an extremely intentional life while simplifying their home and their lives so that they can reclaim their time, energy, and joy. So now that I've shown you how I gather all of my inspiration, I want to now touch on how I use it for endless inspiration and meal ideas. But first, I want to talk about tool number 2. I love this meal planner specifically because it is extremely simple in design. It is not bulky, and I don't have to bring a big binder or a book to the store because you put your meal plan on this side and you write down your grocery list on that side. And then I'm going to show you here. You can just pull off your meal plan and take this little buddy to the store with you. I also love how has all the days and then you can put your breakfast, lunch, and dinner on it. Again, super simple, super easy. I have never been more consistent when using this specific planner. I've tried many others, but recommend this one. I get this one from Amazon. I believe about $20 the last time I checked. Could be wrong, but in that general area. And I just stick this on the wall in my kitchen, out of the way, but everyone knows where they can kind of see what's coming up for the week and what we're eating. Okay, so back to the meal planning. I also have another little tip for you where I assign days for certain meals. So for instance, I have Meaty Monday, Taco Tuesday, then a Walk Wednesday, and then we'll do like a Throwback Thursday, which can be leftovers or my favorite childhood meal. Fish Friday, anything fish-based meals with a side. Then I can do like slow cooker Saturday and then soup Sundays, and then we can eat that throughout the week. Once I establish these themes, I don't necessarily put them on that exact day, but that just helps me know what things I can pick from and choose from. I'd also do like a category of Mexican, Italian, American food, and then Asian, Japanese, and Chinese food as well. And just had, instead of spaghetti, tacos, one meal per category. I just came up with the meals that we most likely like and use so I can refer to those, and we won't have the same meals every single week. So just having a ton of different visuals and ideas has helped me so much with meal planning. I just don't run out. I can be completely brain dead and be completely fine. Also, once all my meals were established and I started following my meal plan, I would refer back to what inspirations I liked best and worked best for us during the week. I also noted which meats my family preferred the most and what grains, what is the easiest and most useful for my family. And then I made another paper with a list of all those so I can just kind of circle what would work best with what and go check my fridge or pantry to see if I already have those items and what would work best for the upcoming week. I'm also going to let you in on a little secret. I typically only plan 4 to 5 dinners a week, and I just double batch them, and I use them for leftovers for lunches, or I take some of those dinners and I freeze them next time we might want that meal just to have extra, and that saves a lot of energy and time. But the weeks that I do plan, let's say 7 meals, because I'm feeling very ambitious and we don't use all those meals, I'll just push them off to the next week, and that's less meals to plan. Sometimes my 1 meal plan week, if I do the 7, could last almost 2 weeks. So it's just a great little time saver and a great little pro tip. I have also found that batch cooking on the weekends has saved me so many times. So I'm going to give some examples here. I will sometimes just cook some rice and then some veggies, or pre-make a soup or chili for the week. There's something for the nights that we can just grab and go. It really helps us get through those busy days, maybe when you're running around a little later, taking your kids to and fro from their sports or whatnot. So having something already pre-made will prevent you from having to run to the McDonald's. It saves money and it saves time. Come home and feed your kids and not worry about it. I also try and plan out my meals that I can incorporate in other meals or that I can turn into other meals. Let me explain this by using last week's menu. So on Monday, I made a chili and rice, and I made enough chili for our lunches throughout the week, and also that I can take that chili and convert it to chili hot dogs. My son loves them. And then I also had some left over, which I ended up freezing at the end of the week. And for the rice, I had Mexican bowls on Tuesday, and I took the leftover rice and converted that for rice bowls on Tuesday. And I even had enough rice where I was able to use it later on Thursday to make fried rice. So another thing that I discovered to make my meal planning and week go easier is just looking at the week ahead and planning certain meals that will enhance my evening and make them go smoother. This really sets realistic goals for my meal planning where I'm able to actually follow through with them. So if I'm out late taking my kids to and fro, picking them up from work or wherever they are, I know that I already have meals that are going to support me on those busy nights. I often will opt for a crock pot meal or those grab and go dinners that I already discussed that batch cooked or made on the weekends. Also, I like to grab all of my meat on the weekends before the week starts, start de-thawing it. That way I can grab it during the week as needed, so I'm not coming home to fix my dinner and my meat is frozen. I can't make my dinner then. So just moving all your meat into the fridge already sets you up for success. I know I already talked about how to incorporate some leftover ingredients into some other meals, but I actually wanted to show you 3 more options that could actually really help set you up for success in case you've never thought of these things. So for instance, let's say I buy rotisserie chicken. I will cut the leftovers up, or I'll buy extra of that chicken so I don't have to cook it during the week. And we can use that chicken for sandwiches, or we can do a chicken salad or incorporate it like I did with the fried rice. Actually, that was pork, but
A lot of the time I'll do chicken. So there's plethora of ways to repurpose your meats. The next one is pre-cooked veggies. Sometimes you can think, oh my gosh, how am I going to use all these veggies up? So here's a way you can do it. Cook your veggies, and throughout the week, you can use them for omelets for breakfast or a regular side, maybe as you were planning to, or you can use it for toppings on your pizza if you like that kind of thing. You can also incorporate your leftover meats and veggies into either casseroles or pasta dishes. There's really like no reason whatsoever to dispose of our leftovers if we always have a plan. We just have to shift our thinking. I also try and always keep my freezer stocked with emergency foods like this. Just for those nights and days that I'm not able to get to my meal planning, I would say I'm able to meal plan 85% of the time, but there is that 15% where I'm either too exhausted or life happens. So I have these type of foods just in case on those days for emergencies, but always having pizza and some freezer food is a must. All right, guys, thanks for being here today. I hope you have a fantastic week, and remember to keep it simple.